The U5 Graham Trucking with Jeff Bernard is at the top of our list.
And his teammate, the U7 Falcon.com, that is Scott Liddycoat.
And a guy who can hot-foot it around the course with the best of them, J.W. Myers in the 11 boat. Stevenson Roofing presents Peters and May and the big gun.
Yeah, unfortunately, they all have to contend with the U96 Spirit of Qatar and Dave Villwalk.
We talked about the check-in. If you joined us a little late, when the Unlimited Hydros come out on the race course, the first thing they have to do is cross the start-finish line at speed, which everybody has done. And then they have to score up by not passing the exit buoy to the Blue Bridge turn before 1 minute to go. You're looking at Scott Liddycoat and the number 7 boat out on the backstretch, Falcon.com. A couple of other boats are cutting through to the backstretch as well. We still have boats scattered all over. There's the Graham Trucking boat, and you'll find Dave Villwalk and the Spirit of Qatar right behind him. They're still running at speed, and they're about 3 minutes and 18 seconds away from the start. A little bit of slicing and dicing through the turns. Got Dave Villwalk and Jeff Bernard coming down through the Grand Prix West End turn. Jeff Bernard picked up the inside lane, so Dave Villwalk is going to go way around. Got his 7 boat and even more overlap. And so he's going to go around, swing around one more time. He did this as a starting procedure. All of last year, he'd do donuts through the infield and then come screaming down the front straightaway.
And if you're watching Jeff Bernard in the U5 Graham Trucking, it's so slow. It doesn't mean there's any problem with the boat. He's just setting up, waiting for the time clock.
Yep, we got his teammate is going to join him too. Dave Villwalk may think that he can go out to lane 3 and run around these guys. I'm not sure that that's true from lane 3, but it might very well be. Scott Liddycoat slows down as he comes up the front straightaway right there across the start-finish line. They are still more than a minute away from being able to get to that yellow buoy at the Blue Bridge turn. But you know, except with the exception of Steve David yesterday, they've all done a pretty good job of doing the score up and getting there on time and not ahead of time.
Yeah, absolutely. People may be wondering about the Spirit of Qatar, the genesis of that. It's actually the country of Qatar. Last year, the hydroplanes ran for the first time in Doha in the UIM World Championship Oryx Cup.
So everybody's slowed down to a troll here. See Dave Villwalk in the 96 boat, the Spirit of Qatar.
They have plenty of time.
Hanging back just a little bit. To his outside is J.W. Myers in the Peters and May. And Dave is just going to hang back a little bit. They're still 30 seconds away from that exit buoy. They're just about to the entrance buoy to the Blue Bridge turn. Looks like J.W. Myers is going to go for the outside lane. You can see him just to the right of your screen. He is way out to the outside. Dave Villwalk has 4 or 5 lanes to choose from. He's going to look at lane number 3. Now they start to bring the boat speed up. They're still a little bit early with 5 seconds to go before they can come to that score up. Looks like they'll be okay. There's your 1 minute mark. Yep. They were all well behind that score up buoy. You could see it on the screen.
JW is trying to slingshot everybody and get around him.
He is. He's not going to have a chance to slide in on anybody, though, because he has not got any kind of an overlap. In fact, Jeff Bernard just went by him on the inside. The Vulcan.com as well, right beside J.W. Myers, and Dave Villwalk is in lane number 3 as they slow down now with 30 seconds to go before the start of Heat 3C.
Mark, once they go past the score-up buoy, are they locked into their lanes?
When
unless there's a 5-boat overlap, right?
Yeah, they can do the 5-boat overlap all the way to the entrance buoy to the turn they just came past, and their lanes are locked in at the entrance buoy to the west turn. So we've got 4 Unlimited hydroplanes coming down for the start. You can see the clock, 6 seconds to go. They're going to be in pretty good shape. They may be about a second behind the clock. There they go. And it's Scott Liddycoat leads him across in lane number 2. His teammate Jeff Bernard to the left in lane 1, and Dave Villwalk in lane 3. And J.W. Myers tightened up the lanes. Didn't encroach, but he's right in there in lane 4 as they go to the Blue Bridge turn. Big walls of water off those skid fins. 2,000 gallons of water coming off the skid fins. And it's Jeff Bernard and Dave Villwalk who pokes their nose out first, and Dave Villwalk starts to leg it out. We'll see as they come about a third of the way up the backstretch now. Dave Villwalk with about a 6-boat lead. It was a good start. Everybody about a second behind. The Vulcan.com in third is hidden in the rooster tail of Jeff Bernard's U5 FormulaBoats.com. And J.W. Myers in the Peters and May is in 4th place as Dave Villwalk first to turn left in the turn up at the end of the western end of the race course. But he's left a whole lot of racing room for Mr. Bernard. He can accelerate a lot faster, and so he can do that. End of lap number 1, Dave Villwalk, the Spirit of Qatar, the 96 boat, 2nd place. Jeff Bernard, you can see Dave Villwalk has got the boat up and flying, coming down the front straightaway. What a great shot to see all that air under the boat. Jeff Bernard in 2nd place. He'll be the 2nd to go around that Blue Bridge turn, still on the inside lane, and then Scott Liddycote, and then it's back to J.W. Myers in the Peters and May. But you're watching your leader up the backstretch. You now can see about a 2 rooster tail lead for the Spirit of Qatar and Dave Villwalk. He's got one of the longest rooster tails on the unlimited circuit.
Man, and when he puts the hammer down, that boat just absolutely flies.
It runs away from everybody, and there is nobody better on the Unlimited Hydroplane Series, the Air National Guard H1 Series, than flying the boat than Dave Villwalk. Dave is an absolute master in doing that. Scott Liddycote, on the other hand, is now coming up, eating into the rooster tail a little bit of his teammate, Jeff Bernard, and Jeff has now moved out to lane number 3. Dave Villwalk holding his track, and there you see Scott Liddycote coming out in lane number 5, but he is at the outside of Jeff Bernard, and he is starting to close up a little bit of ground on Jeff. End of lap number 2 for those guys. Everybody's finished lap number 2, so this is the white flag lap. Dave Villwalk into the Blue Bridge turn and very quickly out of the Blue Bridge turn as the 2 guys behind him chase each other, and J.W. Myers has actually moved to the inside, and so he is going to try to catch Scott Liddycote if he can. But there's Jeff Bernard, 2nd place boat, about a 1/3 of the way up the backstretch. Dave Villwalk way out in front. A big lead, about half a lap now, about a 1/3 of a lap to go here in Heat 3C to get the checkered flag. Looks like they're going to kind of stretch out a little bit and keep this formation. Dave took a big jump as he just entered that western turn. There was no rooster tail for just a second, but now he comes down to finish lap number 3, the checkered flag. Dave Villwalk, the 96 boat, Spirit of Qatar. He will be followed about a rooster tail behind by Jeff Bernard in the 5 boat, the Graham Trucking. Scott Liddycote and the U7, FormulaBoats.com, and there's J.W. Myers finishing 4th in the number 11 boat, the Peters and May. This is a boat they're dialing in as well. This is a brand new boat for this team. They acquired it from Dr. Ken Muscatel over the winter, did a lot of changes to it, so that's another boat that is still being dialed in. But there's your winner, unofficially, of Heat 3C, Dave Villwalk, and the 96 boat, the Spirit of Qatar.
Okay, Mark, I have a question for you. You said when the boats were going around the water, they throw off 2,000 gallons of water.
Yes.
Who measures that?
Somebody very, very brave. You know, I was at a dinner with Nate Brown once, and there was a youngster. It was kind of a celebration dinner for the Seafair folks after their race, and we were sitting with the youngster, and Nate decided to teach the youngster how to figure out how fast the race boat was going by teaching them what the pitch of a prop means, and how which means that one revolution of the prop sends you that many inches ahead.
Oh, and that's like going to school.
Yeah, right. And he said now you got to take into consideration how fast how many revolutions per minute the prop is turning and all of that, and he figured it out, and he worked with this youngster, and they had a great time figuring it out, that they were going 200 miles an hour.
Sign them up for the race team.
That's right.
Let's take a look at the unofficial results.
First place goes to Dave Villwalk and the Spirit of Qatar, the 96 boat. I don't think there was any big surprise about that. A couple of other hot shoes, though. Graham Trucking, the 5 boat with Jeff Bernard in 2nd place, and Scott Liddycote, his teammate, in 3rd place in the 7 boat. And we were just looking at J.W. Myers before we put up our unofficial results. The Stevenson Roofing presents Peters and May. And the J.W. Myers, the driver, in 4th place. And Dave Villwalk is on the dock. So is Patrick Nolan, the Tom Denchel Ford Pit Cam. Patrick.
Dave, another win in Heat 3C. You got the perfect 400 points again. Did you learn anything new from this one?
Yeah, we got the boat running good on the outside, so the boat's running great. So we'll just go back, try to keep everything in one piece, and get ready for the final.
You did have some fast boats. The 5 and the 7 have been running well this weekend, but you made it look easy again coming from the outside.
Yeah, well, we got a lot loaded in here for the outside deal, so they can fight for that inside all they want.
So that's kind of part of the strategy this weekend, is to take that outside and run from there.
Well, set it up for where you want to run.
There you go. How's it looking for the final? Boat ready to rock?
I think it's ready.
All right, thanks. Dave Villwalk, winner of Heat 3C. I do. U5 Miss Graham Trucking driver Jeff Bernard. You ran up against a tough driver, obviously, in Dave Villwalk. How did this one go?
I went as good as probably we expected. You know, there's not much to do when he can drive around you from lane 4. Their boats just got that much more speed. You know, between me, Scott, and J-Dub, we get the first 3 lanes, and he just drives around us. So, anyways, we're happy with our stuff. You know, come back and beat our teammate, the 7 there, so our change worked a little bit, but he was probably in a bad spot going up the back straightaway. But both of our boats are in the final, and that's all that matters. And thanks to Graham Trucking, Air National Guard for our series sponsor, and the rest of the sponsors for Precision Performance Engineering.
Yeah, did you change anything for this heat? You guys looked really good coming from the inside.
Yeah, we made some changes. Wasn't happy with the acceleration from lane 1, just kind of trying to figure out where we want to be in the final and the start. It's from the looks of it, it's just going to be a bunch of trolling and leapfrogging. So just want to make sure that we got enough boat speed to do it from lane 3 and in, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, what can you do when Dave Villwalk sets up his boat to race from the outside and he can just catch you like that?
I don't know if he was in any lane, it probably would happen. You know, it's just they got a great 2.5 mile setup, and they're what we all strive to be, and they're still way on top, and we're still got to play catch up.
You still pick up the 300 points, though, and getting ready for the final.